I recently just did some red carpet nights in New York City, and I did not have enough makeup on for nighttime bright photography. So that is why it's so important today for me to show you how to get ready for an event where there is going to be photography, video, and you're going to be in photos for years to come. I want you to feel really confident. It is going to look a little heavier in person. This does not look a close-up makeup, but I'm going to tell you, I'm impressed. And I'm using Lindsay Lohan as my inspiration, even though she's 20 years younger than me. We're using Lindsay Lohan today because I love her makeup artist and his approach to makeup, Christopher Buckle. So buckle up and have fun. Hey, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michelle Spieler. I'm a 30-year pro makeup artist. I'm 57 years old, and we are the Look Good Close-Up Club here. We like to look good close-up in person with our family, friends, and those that we meet, which means we do very light-handed, beautiful makeup. But today, I'm shaking it up a little bit. I'm going to show you a clip in a minute of when I was in New York City. I did Look Good Close-Up makeup. I always emphasize eyes and make sure my blush and contour are a little bit heavy. But when I got under the bright lights of the red carpet, I looked like I barely had anything on. So today we are going to do special occasion makeup for those of you who are going to be photographed or in video. And we are using beautiful Lindsay Lohan as our model. And the reason we are, while she's not a mature woman, she I think is 38, and she's just had all this work done, but done so beautifully. And I'm not even going to talk about her surgery today, because when you're young, of course, everyone's going to notice, you know, and it's like little tiny tweaks, so you almost don't notice what she's had done. But the reason I want to use her is because she uses a makeup artist named Christopher Buckle. That's Christopher with a K. I love his work. He does Demi Moore. He does Jessica Chastain. He does Blake Lively. He does Mariah Carey. He does the most beautiful makeup. But Lindsay herself has said he's very heavy-handed. She's like, it's heavy, but it looks beautiful and flawless on camera, and that's why all of these women use him, because it looks so beautiful on camera. Now, having not seen his work close up and in person, I don't know what it looks like, especially on Demi Moore. I would love to see her because she's probably one of the older ones he uses. But I'm going to show you some samples of his work. I want to do this format today because of green screen. I would love to hear from you real quick. Do you like this format? Because they tell us on YouTube that most people watch YouTube on their phone now, sometimes on the big screen TV, sometimes on a laptop, but most people watch YouTube on their phones. And so to me, this just makes more sense. I can get really nice and close up. And I'm not a fan of portrait. So one thing I've never liked about YouTube, I feel like it's too much wasted space on each side of your head. So I like a vertical format, but you let me know because I'm here for you. Do you like the portrait where there's tons of space on both sides and you see a ton of background, which I find distracting even on the most beautiful background sets? I think it's distracting and weird. I don't need to see a shelf or a candle. I just want to see the person who's doing the content creating. So please let me know in comments if you prefer vertical or horizontal. If you do horizontal, then you have to turn your phone sideways to watch it, which that's how I watch most YouTubes. I just turn my phone sideways, but I prefer this. You can also let YouTube know that you like this format by giving me a thumbs up, subscribing if you're new here and you like mature beauty tips, or you could, even better yet, engage in a comment or comment on other people in comments, because we are the Look Good Close-Up Club. That's how we all get to know each other. But it also lets me know if a video is doing really, really well, but we're in vertical format, it lets me know that it's okay with YouTube to do a vertical format, and it's okay with you. And again, I'm here for you, okay? So I'm going to do some green screen because we have to prep everything first. I do have my brows on. You're going to notice with Lindsay Lohan, she has a much thicker brow than she used to. Thicker brows are more youthful. and my brows aren't that thick, so I had to do my 3D method, but you can always go back and watch my video from 2 months ago. I call it the 3D brow, and you're gonna learn a lot, but we're not gonna waste time today on brows. I already put them on because they're boring and they take too much time, but I love a 3D brow. I love a thicker brow, but let's do some green screen. Okay, so this is the makeup we are doing today, and this is the photo where everyone has lost their mind because she looks in her 20s and she's 38. She looks beautiful. I love what she had done. Mostly it's a nose job. She had her lips lifted. Anyway, we'll talk about her surgery another time, but she looks beautiful. I love the makeup here because it's soft and velvety and pretty, but you can see her and she pops. But I know that this is much, much heavier handed in person. So this is what I'm basing my photo off of. Also, I bought this image from Getty Images because people can lose their whole YouTube if they use an image that they didn't pay for promotional uses. So since we're going to copy her makeup today, I went ahead and I purchased this image from Getty Images so I don't get in trouble. It's going to be in my thumbnail. I'm probably going to do some TikToks and Instagram with it because I own this image, or I'm the licensee of this image now. And here it is close up. So here's what I want to emphasize. Her eyes are emphasized. Do you see how much thicker her brows are? Her brows used to not be that thick. So her brows are thicker. She had a nose job. You can tell because her nose used to be a little bit longer and dip down more. And when she smiled, her nose really, really flared out. It doesn't do that anymore. She has less space from nose to lips. So she had the incision right here where it kind of pulls your mouth up, so it's just shorter space. It lifts your upper lip, and then she had her lips done very well, I might add. Her surgeon is in Dubai. Okay, so you can see heavy emphasis on lashes and lash line. Shadows are pretty soft. Blush and contour looks soft, but I promise you in person that is not going to be soft. And she is completely velvety, almost matte. But I don't want to say matte, but very velvety skin. There's no dewiness, but he does put little pops of shimmer on the nose, on the inner eyes. And when she moves, sometimes you can see a tiny bit right here on her cheek. But for the most part, when you are on red carpet and you're under bright lights, it makes you look like a grease ball. So they have to be very strategic where they place highlighter. So this is the hand of Christopher Buckle, and I want to show you a few images because he kind of does the same makeup on everybody. He does a really thick but soft and diffused eyeliner. Everyone has a thick eyeliner, but it's super soft and diffused. Demi has some deeper shadows in this, but normally he doesn't go that deep in the crease. But this is gorgeous. And then again, do you see how her face is velvety? There's no dewiness or glass skin going on here because it doesn't photograph well. Okay, this is not flattering of Mariah Carey. I just captured it real quick from a video. But you can see soft eyeshadows, but that really thick but soft and diffused eyeliner, heavy lashes. Again, her skin is matte. These are not glowy, shiny, dewy, glass skin. You'll never see that on TV film or the red carpet unless it's very specific for a specific reason. It does not look good in photograph. You look like a grease ball. Okay, and the last one I want to show you of Lindsay, Christopher also did this. Again, soft lips, very soft blush and contour. However, I know that looks heavy in person, so we're gonna have to push ourselves and go heavy, okay? She has shadow under the eye, but it's soft and diffused. He omitted mascara on the lower lashes, but really emphasized that upper lash line, and again, heavy on the eyeliner, okay? So now you've seen all the references. We're basically doing Christopher Buckle makeup today. Okay, notice here, this was evening makeup. I thought I went heavy. Do you see how I look like a grease ball? I look like I put my face in a... I look like I stuck my face in a bucket of KFC chicken. Anyway, this was red carpet lighting. Very bright. You have to go heavy. Okay, we are going to start with eyes. That way, if anything gets messy, we're not cleaning up. I love to start with eyes first. It's the same thing I do with clients. Eyes first. I'm going to use this Stila liquid eyeshadow. I could use a I could use what am I trying to say? A pencil, like a chunky shadow stick, which I really love, except I didn't have colors that were soft enough. I kind of only have deep colors. So I'm just taking a nice brush. This also is a great base, so you could skip MAC paint pots. You know, I love the MAC paint pots. Painterly, Laying Low, Soft Ochre. But this is really nice. You have to work quickly with it because it dries down very quickly. But you can kind of use your finger. And it's just putting on a really warm eye. Now I have a lot more space between my eyelashes and my brow bone than Lindsay, so my eyes will look a little different, but it's going to feel like the Lindsay Lohan makeup. Now, Lindsay Lohan is very warm. She's probably a spring, and so we're doing warm makeup. But if you are a cool girl, you would just adjust this look using more taupes. You could use more taupes. You could still use a lot of the dark browns I'm going to use, but you would use more taupes. But look at that. So fast and easy. And I'm talking like this can go on much faster if I wasn't talking. So I like to kind of press it in with my fingers first. You know, I love finger makeup. It's so fun. And then I can always do a little bit on the brush. I'm using a Rose and Ben brush just because I wanted something that was angled and stacked so I could really blend my crease. But Lindsay does not have a dark crease. She has a dark eyeliner, and we are gonna do that same thing. She has smoked a little bit on the outer corners of the eyes, so we're gonna do that. Christopher does a lot of really light shadows on the inner eye to kind of really open that eye up. So there we go. I mean, this is something you could just do with mascara every single day. This is so pretty, but it's that warm color that she has on it. Wouldn't surprise me if this was it. And I think this is called Soft Sand. Let's see, this is a Stila. I went into Ulta for something really quick today. Sheer Sand. Yeah, and the Ulta gal told me about this, and I'm so glad she did. I love it when the people at Ulta really know their product. It makes me so happy. Okay, so I'm just gonna go look at it real quick, make sure it's nice and blended. Yeah, it looks great. Okay, now we're gonna powder over that, and we're gonna take, this powder is such a mess. Look at my powder, it's so shattered, it's such a mess. We're gonna do a little bit of this Saint Feather Blur today, and then we're gonna use some Givenchy because her face is very velvety. So I'm just going to tap over this in case I have to use a dry or a powder shadow. Powder blends on powder. Plus I like that we can smooth these edges. So I'm going to take a little brush and I'm going to smooth the edges of this Stila liquid shadow, okay? Oh my goodness, this has glitter all over it. Okay, well that's okay. It's still pretty because it's for nighttime. Okay, so see how that looks a little bit more airbrushed now? And then I'm going to go in with this Bobbi Brown pencil. I did this last week on my video, Easy Holiday Eyes. And I'm going in with the light side. And we're going to go a little bit on that inner eyelid. It really kind of blends itself. You almost don't have to blend it at all. It's kind of remarkable. Okay, and I'm gonna go underneath that eye a little bit and underneath here. And I'm gonna go in that inner pocket. Of course, she's younger than us. We can get a little puffy right here, so we have to be careful. But that little inner scoopy arc of a pocket on that inner eye, there it goes. Krystoffer does a ton of that. He does that light color. Now, I'm probably not going to go as light as she is because we're older, so we're not going to go quite as light. I'm also going to take, I completely forgot this part. I want to take this Stila again, and I want to go under the eye because Lindsay did have a really pretty, and we'll check the picture later, but she had a really pretty soft shadow under the eye, but it was soft. And it was blended really nice. Like everything Krystoffer does looks like airbrush. So if you want to follow him just for fun and inspiration, that's what I do. He does beautiful makeup. Right now he's been very busy with Mariah Carey, but he does a lot of Demi Moore. He does a lot of Jessica Chastain. He does a lot of Blake Lively. He does a little bit of a softer look for Blake and for Jessica, but I'm sure that is because they ask for a softer look. But there we have this under the eye. So again, that's all that's on the whole eye, and then with that little bit of the Bobbi Brown. And if you didn't watch my video last week, this is the taupe and golden pink. That doesn't look golden pink to me, but we'll go with it. But I love this combo. You can just do this on the eyes too, and it's so pretty. Okay, we're going to build up the eyeliner first because he goes very thick and heavy, and then that determines what we do with the rest of the eye. He does not do heavy eyeliner under the eye. He keeps everyone really lifted. This is the eyeliner by Victoria Beckham, and this is Cocoa, and it's dark and it's super easy to smudge. So he does kind of a thinner line here, and then as he comes out he gets pretty thick and heavy. And I'm gonna go out just the tiniest wing because I like a tiny wing. I'm not telling you you need a tiny wing, and but see how that's pretty thick. And when the girls open their eyes, you don't see much eyelid because this really takes up a lot of space. And then it comes with this little smudger on one side, and we're just smudging, not the whole thing, we're just smudging the top. We're just smudging the top of see how nice and dark that is? I absolutely love that. So it's pretty thick. It's taking up like almost half my eyelid space. Okay, so don't be afraid to go thick and dark and heavy. No, we're not done yet. We're going darker than that, but that's for the thickness. We need that for the thickness. You know what I love about Victoria Beckham? She said she was so tired of not being able to see the point going in the cap, and so sometimes she'd ruin the point of her pencil. So she made the inside of the cap white so you could always see where the tip went. And I'm like, that's a gal who loves makeup. She loves makeup. She understands makeup. I love that about Victoria Beckham. Now, some of you said these eyeliners do not stay on. They smear all over the place. I have not had that problem, but if you need a good liner that gets really, really smudgy and you need it to stay on, I'm telling you right now, that L'Oreal Infallible is one of the best eyeliners. You could go get a L'Oreal Infallible. You could get it in a dark brown. You could get it in a gray. You could get it in a dark navy. And all you're doing is you're smoking just the top. And I believe Infallible has a little sponge tip on one end, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. But Clinique does too. Clinique still makes a pencil with the, I think they were one of the first, right, to put a little, oh my gosh, I love that. So, see how thick it is? I love that so much. It might even be thicker. Let me see, I think I'm thicker on this side, so that's okay. You know what? We build it up. This is what we do. There's no mistakes in makeup. We build it up. Yeah. There we go. Remember, we're just blending the top of the pencil. The bottom of the pencil stays nice and dark. Okay. I love it. I love a little bit of a wing. Again, you do not have to do a wing. Please do not do a wing on my account. I just love it. Okay, I'm darker on one side than the other. Let's go a little bit darker here. That's why you need a good magnification mirror so you can really evaluate. Okay, that looks even Steven to me. Okay. That's Victoria Beckham, or you could use L'Oreal Infallible. Love that pencil. I could have easily grabbed that, but I know this blends really well. Now I'm going in with my Stila felt pen because I want to get black at the lash line. And you don't have to do this step either, but I want to be really, really dark at the lash line. And it doesn't even have to be blended super well because the black is for the lash line. I'm not even making a wing. I already have a wing. But see how that's just now a little bit darker? Okay. Oh, makeup is so fun. This is so fun. I have nowhere to go tonight. Maybe my husband and I will go pick up burgers. There, that's it. Easy. Okay, and then I want to do a black pencil. Where did I put my black pencil? I want a black pencil on my upper lash line, my waterline, because he does that. Okay, this is Too Faced. We're gonna use Too Faced. He is always up in the waterline, and I'm doing black because I want it to blend with my shadows. You see how nice, see how now when you look at my face, yeah, you see a nice thick brow, but you really see that lash line. He really emphasizes that. I don't know if I ever told you, but one of the reasons I fell into television and film is because I worked at the Mac Pro store in 1999, and I would get all the Playboy bunnies. They would come in for big parties at the mansion, and I would do lashes, and everyone that worked at the store was like, oh, Playboy, send them to Michelle. And I would get a lot of the Playboy girls, and I loved them. They were so, it was like playing with my own Barbie doll, and I got so good at lashes. And so that's how I fell into TV and film, because then one of the Playboy Playmates ended up doing hosting gigs. Now I am going to do the waterline underneath. I'm not doing any other liner under my eye other than that Stila liquid, but I'm going to go a little bit on the waterline just to kind of give me kind of a moody eye without being black or too dark. Not even, I don't even want dark brown there. I really just want it to be kind of like moody. Okay. Now that can make your eyes look smaller when you do the waterline. So we're going for a look, but Christopher does it on almost everyone's waterline. And then he puts big lashes on everyone to make their eyes look big again. Okay, now I think we need a little bit of dark smoked right out here. And I think it's easier if we do that with shadow. I could go back in with a Victoria Beckham, draw it in and smoke it, but that's a little trickier for some of you, and that's fine. I want to make this easy. So far, everything I've done here is easy. I know you can do any of this. So I'm going to go in with this dark brown in this Makeup by Mario palette, and I want a matte. I don't want any shimmer in my darks. And you do not have to use this Makeup by Mario palette. You could use any dark brown or charcoal or navy or like burgundy. You get to choose, okay? I need you, some of you, to be creative. You don't have to have hand holding with every shade. I'm giving you permission right now to go with any dark shade that you love. And do you see how I'm not blending it yet? I'm placing it. I'm not blending it. See? I'm not blending it. I'm just placing it. I do a lot of videos and women will say, well, I'm silver and I need cool color. Well, then you do the same exact thing I'm doing, but you do it with cool colors. I need some of you to really watch and really start thinking, oh, what do I have? I'm not telling you to go buy anything. What do I currently have that can give me this exact Lindsay Lohan look that Michelle's doing? What do I have? I know most of you have stuff. I'm not telling you to buy any of this. I'll put links for you if you want it, but I'm not telling you, you don't need anything. Anything I'm using today, you don't need. Use what you have. I could have literally built the whole look with e.l.f. cosmetics. I'm just grabbing all my favorites that I know work. And if I had a big red carpet event, this is what I would grab. Okay? Now, Demi Moore, he did have a slightly dark crease on, but most of the other girls who are almond eyes, he doesn't go dark outside of that outer corner. Okay? And see how it's lifting my eye? And I feel like a lot of you could easily do a shadow palette, okay? Now I'm gonna take just a regular blending brush, nothing on it, and I'm just blending what we just did with a blending brush. Because we want it to now, because remember that little brush I used placed the dark shadow there, and now we're going to blend it out, okay? So easy, so pretty. I know you can do this. Eyes make the biggest difference. When I do mothers of the bride, mothers of the groom, even women who have never worn fake lashes in their life, I'm like, you have to trust me. You are going to love your photos if I put a fake lash on you. I think I can count on one hand how many brides said no fake lashes on their wedding day. I can count on one hand because everyone wants it because it looks so pretty. Okay, we're gonna clean all this up later. Just make sure it looks even. I feel like it does. This one might be a little bit more lifted, but that's my more lifted eye. Take a little bit of this tiny dark brush. It's always like doing a step and then looking in the mirror and evaluating. Doing a step and then looking in the mirror and evaluating. Okay? Okay, I think that's good. Okay? And we'll clean everything up later, but so far, oh yeah, we have a little bit of mess. We really do. We have a little bit of mess. So I'm going to take this little bit. I didn't put my Vaseline on yet either because if I had any fallout, okay, there, nice and clean. Okay, now we're gonna do lashes, and it's important for you to watch this step. Normally I say, oh, I'll come back later. I am going to stop the camera though, just to cut them down to my length, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. So what I do is, first of all, if you look at Christopher, he does an outer lash on everyone. He doesn't bring it all the way in. Even on Mariah, he does an outer lash, or on Mariah, he might do like 3/4 of the eye, but he really emphasizes the outer eye. It lifts the eye. And so I cut off like 4 little segments on the inner, and then like I think I cut like a half a segment on the outer. This will help it to fit the eye better. You don't have to worry about it lifting and being uncomfortable. We're gonna always go in with a white eye glue because it dries invisible. I need you to learn how to do invisible glue first, and then I personally really love black glue because then it just blends right into your lash line. Okay, but we are gonna do this. You can see how much glue I put on. It's more than a thin amount, and it's not heavy and gloppy either. The Duo is pretty quick drying when it comes in this type of a tube. I personally love the blue one. I keep the blue one in my Pro Kit. This is green, but the blue one is called Quick Set, and it dries very quickly. And that's what you want, because When it takes too long to dry, it can slip and slide all over the place, and you're going to get frustrated, and then you're not going to want to do fake lashes. And fake lashes are so important for camera. Do you know that old saying? It's not even a saying, it's true. It's when you go on camera, the camera adds 10 pounds to your body. It kind of just makes us look a little bit bigger than we really are in real life. And it's because it flattens us. We're not three-dimensional in picture. Well, same with hair. Hair looks much bigger in person than on camera. So when I work with hair people, they really go from behind and bring as much hair forward as possible because camera diminishes hair. What the camera does also is it diminishes eyes. And so you really have to go in and really emphasize that lash line, okay? So I just lightly set it on the outside of the eye. And if it sticks immediately and doesn't move around, you know you waited long enough. It needs to be tacky. You want the glue to be tacky, not slippy slidey, especially that inner corner. But do you see how the lash stops are right here, almost where my pupil ends, almost where my pupil and my iris come together? That's where the lash ends. And so it's going to lift that outer eye, and then it's not going to be uncomfortable in through here, and we will put mascara in through that middle part. Okay, but I think it's important to show you how to do lashes because they do make a huge difference. There's a big payoff on camera when you have fake lashes. I can tell you everyone in the Ulta Beauty Collective, everyone wears lashes because they know they're going to be photographed. They're all young and beautiful too, but yeah, they all wear lashes. Do the boys wear lashes? I don't know if the boys wear lashes. The boys might wear a little bit of mascara. We have a few boys on our collective. Okay, so again, not thick, not thin, just kind of medium amount. And then, you know, we're gonna go in with my special little, where is my mascara brush? My mascara brush, which by the way needs to be clean, but we're not gonna have time now. When you get the glue that comes like this, usually comes in a little box, and you'll see on the cover of the box, you can usually tell it's that, not a squeezy tube. These glues tend to dry quicker, and I want that for you. I don't want a glue that takes a long time to dry. And you have to practice, you know, I mean, like anything in life, you have to practice in order to get good at something. Here, you're not gonna be able to see that. Where is my mirror? We're gonna do this, okay? Watch this, I'm looking in the mirror. Do you see how my eyelid is kind of down? And I have the mirror kind of below me. You wanna look down into your mirror with your eyelid open, and you're just gonna set it right on that outer eye. And then you wanna get down the outer corner, the very outer corner. Get that down. Make sure they're kind of even. Now, some people have asymmetrical eyes. We all do, actually. We all have asymmetrical eyes, but some women have more noticeable asymmetrical eyes. I did makeup on a woman for a wedding back at the end of February. I'm telling you, in my 30-year career, I have never had to take a lash off 3 times. We couldn't get it right. We couldn't get it right. And I kept looking at her, and she'd look in the mirror and she's like, it's not matching. I'm like, well, it's never gonna match. You have 2 different shaped eyes, but we can get it closer. And so I would take it off, re-glue, put it back on 3 times. That has never, ever happened in my whole career. But she was a mature woman, and she was not used to wearing lashes, and so she was probably a little more self-conscious and wanted to make sure that people wouldn't like notice them. You know, nobody wants to be remembered for wearing lashes that don't match up. Okay, That's beautiful. That is a beautiful eye. I love it. That's the Lindsay Lohan eye right there. Now, I am going to go in with a light shimmer because she's a little bit lighter and shimmery in the inner corner. So, I am going to take this Fenty Glitter Balm, and we're gonna go right in that inner corner. I love this glitter balm too because it's really glittery at night. You don't notice it as much in the day, but at night it is glittery. Yeah, that's what, there we go. That's what I wanted. And remember, at night, we can get away being a little bit heavier. Now, if this is a daytime event, I would say you still are going to do this on the eyes. You might not do as much glitter if it's a daytime event. And you're still going to go heavy with the blush and contour, just not as heavy. But you can get away with a lot at night. You really can. Okay, yeah, I like that. That looks great. Okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving this. It's warm, but out here is dark and smoky. Everything's really warm. And then we've got the big eyes. So really, when you look at me, you're seeing lashes, you're seeing brows, you're seeing a pop right here, but you're not really noticing all that hard work I did with my eyeshadow. You're just not. Because when you're looking in camera, you just really don't see that kind of thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with my handy dandy little brush. Of course, now that I've done this trick, I've seen tons of people, tons of content creators talking about it. There is a brand called Delium, and I know they sell one, but you can also get it on Amazon. I think this was this crown. No, this is the one I bought from the Julia Roberts makeup artist. So you're just gonna go in and you just want a little bit of mascara on your natural lashes so it blends in with the fake. But then I'll show you what I'm gonna do for the lashes that are exposed and not with the fakes. This is just so fast and easy. We'll do a little bit on the bottom too. Watch this, just a little bit. Only because my lashes are light on the bottom, and I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get some blonde or gray lashes. So by doing the tiniest bit, and see, I'm doing it more at the base where the root of the lashes, I'm not going down to the end of the lash because I don't want spider legs. And then anywhere you see a clump, you can just take it off. If you have glue sticking in the outer corner, just separate it. You can even put a little bit of mascara where you see the glue, and then it won't stick anymore because now the mascara is coating the glue. Okay, this is when I'll go in and I'll do my natural lashes, just my natural lashes. I'm not doing it on the fakes. The reason why is because I like to save my fake lashes to wear about a half a dozen times. If you plan on just tossing them and you're like, oh, I'm never gonna wear these again, then you can get them on the fake lash. But I like to not get them on the fake lash because I like to wear them again and again. By the way, these lashes I get on Amazon, they're ones that my mom wore for years and years and years. And it makes me think of my mom when I wear them. And they're really affordable, like way more affordable than Ardell or Kiss. And I love Ardell and Kiss. Okay, so now I have my inner lashes done, and I love this eye. But on red carpet, you're just gonna see heavy lashes. You're not gonna see a ton of eye makeup, and that's what we want. We don't want to see a ton of eye makeup. We want to see the eye. Okay, these lashes are Christina DW, Demi Wisp. Christina DW. I buy a dozen at a time, but you can buy them one at a time. And they are cheaper than Ardell or Kiss Demi Wisp. Okay, those are always in my kit. I put these on most people. I really do. I love them. Okay. All right, now my nose is running a bit. Now it's time for complexion. I'm going to do the tiniest bit of Charlotte Tilbury. That's it. This is the Flawless Filter. I just wanted it. I don't know what else to say. I wanted it. It's very pretty. It's very glowy. And even though we just already discussed that Lindsay's makeup is not glowy, I think it's still going to add a really pretty lightness through the center of the face that I wanted. We're also not as young as Lindsay, so we have to be kind of careful. She definitely has that shine on the tip of her nose. Okay, so I'm just doing that little bit. It kind of blurs, it kind of fills in pores. That's a Hollywood Flawless Filter. I also love e.l.f. Halo Glow. You could do the e.l.f. Halo Glow. Okay, you know what time it is. If you're new here and you don't know, we do Vaseline here on my channel. You could use Aquaphor too. I started with this. I've been using this since May. But I did a video where I think I like the Vaseline more. I do. I think I like the Vaseline more. This is a trick that they've used in Hollywood. Elizabeth Taylor, Marilyn Monroe, all the big names, Judy Garland. Well, I don't know about Judy Garland. I don't know why I said that. I was thinking of Natalie Wood. It was that era of celebrities wore Vaseline as primer. Of course, there was no Aquaphor back then. They wore Vaseline as primer, and it is so pretty. I'm going to put it on the outside of my nose where we get polka dots. We don't want polka dots when we're at a special event. We want to look beautiful. And then my parentheses gets texture. Does yours? So I'm putting it in my parentheses because you're not going to believe the foundation I'm using. I'm starting to get weird lines. It's probably from straws. You know, we're used to these lip lines, but now I'm starting to get some weird lines down here. And I'm sure it's because I use straws, and that's not smart. Okay, let's see. I'm crumbling on the side of my face. Why am I crumbling? I've totally exfoliated in the shower. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to let that sit for a few minutes. Now, she used... again, not a dewy makeup. So we are going to do, I'm going to do this little kitten paw brush, Angie Hot and Flashy. I really love this brush. We're going to do House Labs. When I thought about it, I'm like, ooh, do I want to use Lancome Tant Idole, or do I want to use Hourglass, or do I want to use, I don't know. I have so many foundations, and you know me, I like Saint. If it was me, I would wear Saint for a special occasion. I would just wear it heavier. But for red carpet and for photography and for bright lights, you saw what my face looked like. It looked like I dipped my face in a bucket of grease. So, and I kind of like that look, I'll be honest. But we're going to do House Labs. So I have a deeper color right here because in the center of the face, we need a deeper color, or else we're going to get those polka dots, and it's going to show texture. So we don't want to be too light where we have texture. So I'm doing a deeper color here. I also have texture on my upper lip, so I don't want my upper lip to be too light. I'd rather have a deeper upper lip than an upper lip that's too light. And then you see weird texture. Okay, So we're doing this color. Kind of massaging it into that Vaseline. I think I can do it with my fingers better than a brush. It's looking good. By the way, I think I told some of you that I've never liked Hallmark movies, but we started getting into them because of Lindsay Lohan, because, you know, Netflix is copying Hallmark and Netflix is doing all these Christmas movies. So last year, my daughter and I watched the one with Lindsay Lohan because we love her and because my daughter had seen a bunch of TikToks on it. And I'm doing this darker color at the top of my forehead, but I'm not going to do it here, and you'll see in a minute why. So we watched Falling for Christmas, and now it's like an annual thing. We absolutely love Falling for Christmas. It's so ridiculous and corny. We just love it. Then we started getting into all the Lacey Chambert. We started getting into all of hers. And then I started telling you guys that I'm like really into these holiday movies, and I used to make fun of them, and now I kind of really look forward to them. And then a lot of you said, oh my gosh, you have to see Christmas at Biltmore. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember when that filmed, because they called me to see if I was available to work on it, and I wasn't. But I remember it was being filmed there, and I thought, oh, what a great idea for a Hallmark movie is to film at the Biltmore, because the Biltmore, if you haven't been there, let us know in comments if you have, but the Biltmore is just absolutely exquisite. Just a beautiful, beautiful home. And so we watched it last night, and it was so good. But in almost every scene, depending on how the actor moved and what kind of lighting it was, you could see yellow foundation and a bricky or neutral skin. And I'm trying not to be judgy of the makeup artist because I'm seeing this in every Hallmark film. And I don't know if it's because most Hallmark films, you don't have to be union. I think a lot of Hallmark films are non-union. So they're probably getting maybe younger, more inexperienced makeup artists. Or could it be that the foundations look great in person, but once on camera, they just go super yellow, and a makeup artist can't always control that. So I feel bad for them because it looked terrible. It was distracting in a ton of scenes, but boy, we loved that movie. We loved it. Even my daughter was like, this is so good. I'm like, I know, it really is. Okay, so this was light neutral 175, and this is light neutral 160. This one's lighter because I need lighter down here, right? Because we have a lighter neck. I need lighter down there. I need a little bit lighter through the middle. And I need lighter up through here. Now, if you have noticeable pores between your eyebrows and you're very self-conscious of them, then you're not going to put a lighter foundation right here. Notice how I went lighter here where I don't have a lot of movement, I don't have a lot of lines, I don't have a lot of pores, but I didn't do anything light in the middle except the bridge of the nose. And then this up here, this little area, because it kind of draws, you know, a little emphasis, draws your eyes to the, oh, see, that's way too much foundation. I don't need all that. Well, let's blend it in and see what we think. Oh, you know what? I can do light in my temples. Now, I'm still going to put this on in a light way because I still want to look beautiful in person, even though I'm really going for red carpet makeup. Okay, hold on. Okay, anytime the video gets to 20 minutes, I have to stop it, otherwise it gets too long to upload. So I just can do 20-minute increments. Okay, I'm hollowing out here, so by putting a lighter color in the temples, it added a little bit more volume. That's a trick I learned through trial and error. So feel free to use that because it really makes a difference. Okay, I think this looks so good. And see how it all blends. It's so important to look at the neck and the chest when doing makeup. We don't just do makeup for the face if the neck and chest are showing. If you had a turtleneck on, it wouldn't matter. Okay, it looks so good. I'm looking in this magnification mirror and it looks really, really good. You know what I noticed too in Lindsay's photos? I noticed that she has facial hair all through here, and that means she does not dermaplane her face. Okay, something is not. Something is balling up. See, this is why I'm so careful. I don't know why. I could be over blending it, and then what's happening is it's taking it back off again. You have to be so careful with that. Okay, I'm not powdering yet because I'm gonna go in with contour and blush and everything, and we're gonna go heavy. Okay, it's not gonna be easy for me, but I'm doing it for all of us. We're going heavy. Okay, I am going to use my French Face Concealer all under my eye. Now Lindsay is really light under the eye, almost light and airbrushed and blown out, almost a little Donna Mills from the 80s. We cannot do that as mature women. It will show every nook and cranny, so I'm using French Face. You know, this is my #1 concealer. I love Sarah Creel too, but whenever I can, I use French Face because it is my friend Leah's brand, and I know what it takes to be a brand owner, and I just love and respect her so much. So I am doing it a little heavy, heavier than I normally would, because we're doing red carpet or photography makeup. Doing a little bit down the center. Okay, going a little bit now. Right now I'm just putting it on. I'm not blending it in yet. I'm putting it on, taking it down the side of the nose, up in the inner corner, down the nose a little bit. I think I'm gonna use color corrector for that. I'm gonna do a little bit more light on the temples, because look, just made my temples look not like they're not caving in. Oh, I got itch. Oh, don't you hate that when you've just done your makeup and you get an itch? Oh, look at that. See how that instantly looks like we have some volume in our temples by just putting a light color there? Amazing. Okay, I think that's the only place, maybe a little bit up here. I think that's the only place I need my French face. And then I like to go in with my fingers. We're gonna make sure they're clean. And this is when I just start tapping everything lightly. Remember, we don't go too close to the under eye because we have that little bit of liquid shadow under the eye. So tapping it in the temples, outer corner. Look at that. See, that's nice and light. It's not as light as Lindsay, but it's nice and light. That's fresh beige. No, light beige. I use light beige in French Face. Light beige. And we're just taking, see how I'm just lightly tapping it with my ring finger? I don't want to move anything around. I just want to pat it in very lightly. And see how we did that outer corner and now it lifted that outer eye? Heck yeah, that's like eye surgery right there. Okay, now so far, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna make a bold claim. So far, this does not look bad in person. Sorry, when I touch my nose, it like suddenly triggers it to wanna, okay, nope, no polka dots, so that's good. We don't have any polka dots. I feel like my upper lip looks less textured than normal. That's because I went with a darker color on my upper lip. You know, we have to get creative as we get older. We just have to do things differently. Okay. Looks really good, right? Now it does look kind of dewy, but it's going to dry down a little bit, and we're still going to do powder. We haven't done powder yet, but what I want to do right now is I want to lock it in before I add any other layers. This is what I use in my Pro Kit, Charlotte Tilbury. It's what I'm going to use for today because I need it to be very long wearing, and this really locks it on. When I do like a large bridal party, and I haven't done that since I left North Carolina, but in North Carolina, my friend Carla knew I was so busy, but she could throw a wedding at me like weeks before, and I'll be like, yeah, I can do that. So she would throw me on all the bridesmaids, and I would do some of them real early in the morning, and when I was leaving, I would go to touch everyone up. I do a little bit of powder. And I do a little bit of, redo their lips, and time again, I'm like, wait, you really don't need a touch-up. Well, it was incredible. Okay, we're gonna contour. Okay, we're gonna contour. So I'm using Milk Toasted because it's my favorite contour. And we're not gonna do our whole face like they do on social media because then it starts to dry and it won't blend. So we're gonna do one area at a time. I like a stacked brush, so I'm using Krystelle Lee number K21. I'll put her link if you wanna get her brushes. They're incredible. TikTok is starting to really discover her brushes, and it makes me so happy. More and more people are using them and talking about them. Now, Lindsay Lohan, Christopher does her contour so well. You cannot see it, but you kind of see some sculpting without seeing actual makeup. He is so good. And again, I know it probably looks a lot heavier in person, but we're not necessarily, you know, the whole world's not going to see you and I. Isn't that great? Now, you want to look for your shadows. See my shadow right there? And you want to go slightly above it and back, and you don't want to bring it past the outside of the eye. You're bringing it in too close. If you bring it in, it's just right there, because watch, it's going to spread, and watch this, we're just tapping it in, we're pouncing on it, we're pouncing it in, and see how I'm going a little past where it is so that it blends. So that's why you never want to bring it past that inner eye or the outer eye, because see, it came in further by tapping it and pouncing it. Okay, that looks so good. I love that. Do you love that? I love it. Okay, now we're gonna do this side. See how I'm just doing one area at a time, because it's going to dry down quickly, and you want to make sure you get a nice blend. It blends like butter when you blend it immediately, and then once it sets, it sets. This is my favorite contour in the world. I don't even really use Saint Contour that much anymore. I really love this. Now I'm also gonna do my nose. Lindsay just had her nose done. The way I know is because of my friend is her makeup artist. She didn't tell my friend anything. That's not how I know. I know because when Lindsay smiles, her nose really flares out, and it doesn't do that anymore. Also, it comes down more, and now it's up. It's up like in a cute little like a cute little flip. So that's how I know Lindsay got a nose job, and it is a really good nose job. Well done. But look at how tiny my nose looks. My nose looks tiny just by doing that. Okay, you don't have to do this step. I'm not telling you need to contour. Women are under enough pressure. I like using a angled brush. This is the BK Beauty 307. Let's see, wait. No, 205. Wow, I'm glad I looked at that. So I'm not telling anyone that they have to do their noses, but I have a broad nose. I always have. My nose really bothered me when I was younger. It never occurred to me to do a nose job. Not one time in my life did I think, I'm gonna get my nose done someday. Never. I just had a broad nose, but it worked because I also have really big cheeks. So a broad nose and big cheeks, it worked together, right? But in my 20s, women would come up to me and literally say, I'm so sorry to ask, but did you get your nose done? And I'm like, no. And so I mean, I'm not asked anymore because as we get older, our nose tends to dip and get a little bit more droopy. But yeah, I was always asked in my 20s and 30s if I had my nose done. So once I was asked if I had my nose done all the time, I'm like, well, gosh, now I really don't need a nose job if people like my nose enough to ask who my surgeon is. But no, never had my nose done. Okay, so do you see how the contour just kind of like goes away? It's like you can see it, but it's blended. You can see it, but it's blended. I went a little bit heavier than I normally did. It's important to be able to see it for camera, but not for it to be like a big harsh line. I cannot stand what Ariana Grande is doing. She said she wants it so dark. She wants it looking like a shelf. That's fine. That's a look for her, but I don't like that look. I don't think it's flattering. And we're already hollowing out as mature women, so the last thing we need is to hollow out more, but we're doing that little bit for camera, okay? Now, blush, I know blush does not stay on women at night. I mean, during the day, it just doesn't, but these milk jellies don't budge. And I'm doing this color because it's more of a Lindsay color, but normally I do the pink. It's called Fresh. I don't even know where it is. It's my favorite blush. It does not move. Oh, I'll show you. Look, I put it on this morning, took a shower, scrubbed it with soap. It's still on. That's Fresh. It's the prettiest pink, but there's a trick to putting it on, okay? I'm going to show you right now. There is a trick, and if you put it on wrong, watch out. Okay, we're going to use a flat kabuki brush, okay? Doesn't matter if anything else is on it because I don't think... Yeah, it's not going to come off. Okay, so we're going to use a flat kabuki brush, and we are going to, let's show you how to use this. These are the jelly tints. They are on sale right now. That's why I'm using it today, and that's why I'm mentioning it. Look at my gray hairs growing in. Kind of like it. Kind of looks soft. Okay, these jelly tints are literally like Jell-O. Okay, you got to be careful because they can break easily. They're like Jell-O. They're transparent. You can see down inside of them. They're a stain, as you've seen here. They're a stain. And because they're a stain, you have to be so careful how you put it on. So what I do is I get it on the brush, and then we're going to do the back of the hand first because we want to see how good it is, like how much is on there. Okay, that's nice. See how it's peachy? We're doing this color, okay? So here we go. I'm going to put it on the brush, not on my skin, because if you put it on the skin, good luck blending it. These are hard to blend. They're not hard to blend when they're on the brush. They're hard to blend if you put it on the face first. They stain, okay? And so we're going to do our little smile trick. So for those of you who cannot keep blush on, I'm telling you right now, this works great. Look at that. Look at that. I'm going to do a little bit more. It's kind of scary because for me, that's a good amount. But we're going on the red carpet. We're going to be photographed. We're going to be in video. We need our cheeks to stand out. Okay, I go down a little bit into the contour to kind of marry it together. And I'll even take a little bit to the hairline. And I'll take a little bit on the nose, especially once the brush starts to dry down. I like a little bit on the nose. See that little bit on the nose? A little bit. Kind of makes it cohesive. Okay? I think that looks great. Then we're going to take a little bit more. And now we're going to do this side. Oh my gosh, I love this blush. It's cool too. It feels like you're putting water on your face. So it's great if you're having a hot flash. But I really love this color if you want something peachy. This one is called Spritz. And then I love Fresh, which is this Barbie pink. I call it Barbie pink. It's like a really pretty carnation pink. Now, you know I like mine in the apple because I have an apple. If you don't have an apple, you're not going to take it in this far, but I have an apple. Boy, do I have an apple. I know. Also, you don't want this to dry out, so I always put it all the way back down in the tube, and then I put this little protective cap on it, and then I seal it. But these are 30% off right now. So are the Sculpt Sticks. Actually, everything at Milk is 30% off right now. But those are my favorite two things. The Milk mascara. I love Kush. If you like thick, if you like long and thick, the Kush mascara is phenomenal. 30% off. And this always wins awards. So if you wanted to see the brush, it's thick. It's like a thick teddy bear brush. It's good. Okay, now we're going to go back in with our brush that had that little bit of French face on it. And what's left on the brush, we're taking on the inner cheeks because we're making sure that blush kind of blends right into our skin. So just on that inner cheek, look at that. The blush just kind of now looks more airbrushed. Oh my gosh, I love that. I love it. Okay, we're gonna powder. No, we're not. We're gonna spray again. Another layer? Yes, another layer. Okay, we're locking it all in. Where's my, oh, we're locking it all in. I have nowhere to go tonight, and look at this. Look at this. I have nowhere to go. Maybe I'll sleep on my back and go get my nails done in the morning. My nail girl only has seen me looking like a homeless person. She has never seen me looking good, ever. She doesn't even know I do this for a living. She doesn't know what I do. Okay, we're gonna do Givenchy. And the reason why is because it's very, very velvety. And my Saint Blur, my Feather Blur powder is completely falling apart. I have new ones on the way, but for now, we're doing Givenchy. Now, Christopher bakes, and I think it's one of the reasons he gets that incredible velvety look. But if we bake at our age, it's probably not going to look so good. So what I'm going to do is I am going to bake on the jawline because I noticed in photo with flash photography, you can see the white powder on her face. So that's how I know he bakes. And it's okay to put powder heavy there because we don't have a lot of texture there. We don't have a lot of movement. So it's okay to go right under that contour. I'm going to do a little here, but I notice I'm avoiding my parentheses, completely avoiding. And then we have the cute little tip of the tip of her nose has a beautiful little highlight, but not the rest of her nose. Okay. And she's light through here, but she is not glowy through here. So we are patting it on. And by patting it on, do you see how velvety I look? Come on. Come on now. Is this my new favorite look ever? Definitely get your temples so that it stays nice and light and we don't look like we're caving in. Okay. Oh, color corrector. My nose needs a little color corrector. So I'm going to go in with this little yellow peach, Y01. Because I get really, I should have those zapped. Has anyone, let me know in comments if you've had your broken capillaries zapped. I would love to hear your story. But mine are getting worse by the, oh yeah, that looks good. Mine are getting worse. Okay, we need more powder. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm gonna powder right over. Okay, so now with the rest of the face, I'm going to use a brush, not the puff, because the puff is kind of problematic. So see how I'm going on the inner cheek and the top of the blush and kind of on the blush, but I'm not going over the contour because I've locked it in so many times with setting spray. I don't really need it there. Okay. I'm making sure there's no shine on my face. She's very, I hate to do that outer eyes because, ooh, we got crow's feet. But I fear that he does a lot of powder under the eyes. And you know what? It's okay. Because hopefully our lashes distract from the fact that we've got a ton of powder on. I'm going to take a little bit of powder on this brush, and I'm only going to put it in the tear trough. You know me, I never powder foundation or concealer. I never powder. So I'm going to go in that outer corner. I'm doing the tear trough. And then I'm going right under there where we get those little creases, but I'm not really going anywhere else, okay? And you might be able to see it. You might think, well, why don't you need to blend that a little bit? I'm gonna wait for that to really warm up on the skin. I do not want to blend it. And then I'm gonna take this, I feel like that's baked long enough, and we're going to, oh, look at that. Y'all, that looks great. That looks great. I wish I had done this makeup in New York. I mean, it's okay that I didn't. I had such a blast in New York. I got great photos. I felt beautiful. But boy, do I wish I had done this in New York. Okay, we're gonna do lips. We're gonna do my, I think this is, oh, hold on. Going over the time, and you know that's gonna take too long to upload. Okay, now Lindsay has always overdrawn her lips, but now she had work done and her lips are just absolutely beautiful. They don't look like a porn star. They don't look Kardashian. They just look youthful and plump. So I'm just going just a hint over my natural lip line, just a hint, because we don't want to look ridiculous in person. Yes, we want to look good on camera, but we also have to look good in person. And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at everything, and other than like a little bit of cracking and creasing right here, everything else looks good. My under eyes look good. Everything looks really pretty. Remember also, most events are at night. So no one's gonna see what you and I see in a magnification mirror. Okay. Oh, that feels like a Lindsay lip to me. Does that feel Lindsay to you? I'm feeling good about that. Okay. Where's my Fenty Sparkle Balm? I feel like I have it on that inner eye. Oh my gosh, this looks like a Lindsay eye. I'm so excited right now. I I feel so cute and Lindsay. Okay, I did a little sparkle bomb on the tip of my nose. I'm not gonna do the cheeks though, because I feel like there's a pretty candlelit glow. I do feel like there's a pretty candlelit glow. The jellies do have a little bit of a glow, so that with the powder over it, like I see a glow, but it's a diffused candlelit glow. Okay, and then we're gonna use a Sarah Creole. Now Sarah Creole makes a primer. I'm gonna do that first because I want my lips to look pretty in person and not crusty. Okay, and kind of fills everything in. And then I'm going to go in with a Sarah Creole Peach. This is called, let's see, what's this called? Her lipsticks are made for mature lips, so they kind of blur. Speak for yourself, okay? That's cute. Yep. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Now, I'm going to go in with, this is not an important step. You don't have to do this, but little light concealer there and there, so it's like I could see my skin peeking through. Okay? It's okay to use a lip brush because it gets it into the nooks and crannies, but you know what? We're not using a lip brush, okay? And then do you see, oh my gosh, do you see how powdery my jawline looks, like velvety, but then it makes that contour pop, okay? Normally in person, I don't like this for in person on mature women, but for an evening out, for photography, for video, for special occasion, photos you're gonna look at the rest of your life, this is beautiful. This is beautiful, beautiful makeup, and I'm so mad I have nowhere to go. Okay, and honestly, I'm talking, so this is taking a long time, but I really think I could do this entire look in 40 minutes. Everything, 40 minutes, okay? Now, I'm gonna take these new lip oils by e.l.f. Oh my gosh, do you see the shimmer? Do you see that? This is called Glow Reviver Lip Oil Glimmer Finish infused with apricot oil, and this shade is called Princess Cut, and it's kind of a peach. Yeah, there's a microscopic glitter in it, and see how I'm just going in the center? We don't need it on the whole lip because it's meant to make the lip look more pouty in the middle, but we don't want it running in our inner corners. I mean, we already talk and saliva gets caught there anyway. We don't want that in our inner corners. Okay, so I don't think there's anything we would change. I'm not going to spray it again because I love how the powder looks, and I don't want any spray to make that powder. I love this look. I don't want the spray to hurt the look. I want that velvety candlelit glow. So I think I'm gonna leave it just like this. Now let's look at Lindsay and see how we did. Okay, I purposely pumped up the light on my makeup mirror, and then I have a little bit of a light down here aiming up at me, okay? Because that's how the red carpet is. It's bright, bright light with a lower light also coming up on you. I feel like this is so similar. Her blush possibly could be a little bit heavier in person. I'm not sure. It could also be she just has higher cheeks than I do. My cheeks are lower. And then you can tell she's lighter right through here, and definitely her under eyes. But if we go too light as mature women, it's going to enhance all of our texture. And right now in my makeup mirror, my close-up mirror, I look really good in person. Like, I'm light, but it doesn't look bad, especially at night. I wouldn't wear this much makeup in the daytime, but for night, definitely. What do we think? I also have a way more space between my lash line and my eyebrows, so I have more dark in this outer crease, but I really feel like this is the look, and I really wish I had somewhere to go tonight. Okay, this picture of her is a tiny bit washed out, but you can see the lightness on that whole inner eye, the lighter inner under eye circle. Her nose is a little darker than me. I could do a little more contour or bronzer on the nose, but I feel like the cheeks are good. The lips. I think this is the look. All right, and there you have it. Another thing that should be noted is makeup artists will always do body makeup on neck and chest because you can tell I have bare skin here, and you can tell I have makeup on my face. So the two are never going to, it's not that they don't match. I think my tones are similar. I might have a little bit more natural pink, you know, because we have blood under our skin and then we cover all that with makeup. So that's why you'll always see celebrities with body makeup on, whether you realize it or not. It's just so it's one cohesive look. Whereas if you know, go out with, you know, a little pink right here, but you don't want to go too pink on the face because then it won't match my neck, which is a little bit more golden. So anyway, I love it. I love it. Let's see how it looks without this bottom light because it's kind of blowing me out. Let's see. There. Okay, so that you could tell that lower light though really lit up my face, and I do like it, but I want to end with this because this is really bright lighting that I'm in front of, and I think that everything looks really pretty and blended and airbrushed close up. It's definitely heavier than I would go, but it's fun, and I know it would photograph so well. And then let's double check real quick. Really beautiful. House Labs did a beautiful job. Givenchy did a beautiful job. Of course, I love French face under the eyes, because see how I still have like a beautiful sheen, but it's not too glowy. And then I would say my only areas that I would be a little self-conscious of, but not at night because no one's probably seeing at night, is right here. A little creasy. Now nothing's caught in it, I don't think. Let's double check. Nope. Nope. What? Oh, what? No, not really. Liquid foundations crease. They just do because they dry down and then they show lines. So that's why I like creams better. And again, I would probably wear Saint at night, but this House Labs looks great. I am not disappointed. Okay, let me know if you thought this was fun. Please let us all know in comments if you have somewhere really, really special to go this holiday season or even this upcoming year, 2025. Maybe you're a mother of the bride, mother of the groom. Maybe you have a 50th wedding anniversary. I cannot wait to hear your special occasion story. But I think that this video is not going to steer you wrong. I really think you're going to look absolutely beautiful, and I really wish I had used this in New York City, but that's okay. I'm still happy about New York City. I had the best time ever, okay? All right, so here's what's going to happen. Next week, we are going to do the best of 2024, and I'm going to talk about my favorite products for mature skin in 2024. But I'm not going to go through everything in the world because who has time for that? I'm just really going to hit my favorites, and you might have seen some of them today. But yeah, let's do the best of 2024. And how about we do a makeup one and then a skincare one? I don't have to do New Year's Eve makeup, I don't think, because I think this could be New Year's Eve makeup, or maybe I'll come back at the end of the month and do a really fast New Year's Eve makeup. But that's the rest of the year. And then my goodness, we're going to wake up and it's 2025 already. I cannot believe it. Thank you so much for subscribing, for engaging here with the Look Good Close-Up Club. Your just presence here means everything to me. I love you. I pray for all of you. I thank God for you. And you know what? I love you and God loves you too. Please remember that this holiday season, this is a really tough time for so many people. That's it for now. And please let me know in comments if you think this was fun, if you will try this. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.